What's up, Rock Point kids? We are so stoked that you guys are joining us this month as we jump into a new series called Off Stage. Whoa, yeah, we're gonna be in a series called Off Stage. And our life app all month long is integrity. Integrity is choosing to be truthful in the things that you say and do. All right, but before we jump into the message for today, I need you guys to stand up as tall as you can, as high as you can. Grab your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your dog, your cat, your lizard, your hamster, your hermit crab, and let's go into a time of worship.
Oh God, I know you're always near. So even in the dark, I will not fear. I know the storms will come. I know I'm not alone. You are my strength, so I will say, you make me brave. You give me courage. I won't be afraid. I won't even worry. 'Cause you've got the whole world in your hands. You fight for me. You help me stand. You make me brave. You give me courage. Oh God, you always bring me peace. You are a fortress around me. Even when my heart breaks, even when there is pain, you will be my strength, so I will say, you make me brave. You give me courage. I won't be afraid. I won't even worry. 'Cause you've got the whole world in your hands. You fight for me. You help me stand. You make me brave. You give me courage. I can do all things through Jesus, my Savior, who gives me strength every day, strength and courage. I can do all things through Jesus, my Savior, who gives me strength every day, strength and courage. You make me brave. You give me courage. I won't be afraid. I won't even worry. 'Cause you've got the whole world in your hands. You fight for me. You help me stand. You make me brave. You No more standing still, no more going back. Oh, your love is moving me. I came alive when you found me. I'll never be the same. Oh, I shout it out to everyone around me. I am forever changed. Your love is moving me, yeah. Your hand reach out to me. Only by grace I'm free. Your love makes me new. I am forever yours. No more standing still, no more going back. Oh, your love is moving me. I came alive when you found me. I'll never be the same. Oh, I shout it out to everyone around me. I am forever changed. Your love is moving me, yeah. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive. Your love is moving me. 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 Your love is moving. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me. I came alive when you found me.
Wow, welcome back. The story that we're going to be looking at today takes place 2,000 years ago. And we're going to take a look at a king and some of the people that were a part of his kingdom. The king that we're going to look at in particular, his name was Nebuchadnezzar. Everyone say Nebuchadnezzar. Awesome job. So King Nebuchadnezzar conquered the land of Judah. And Judah was a place where God's people had lived. And the king, King Nebuchadnezzar, wanted to make sure that God's people would not rise up. He wanted to make sure that they had no chance of fighting back. So what did he do? He brought them into exile and he scattered them throughout his kingdom. And for some of the people that he conquered, he allowed them to come into his palace. And they were there to learn the language of Babylon, to be taught their customs and all of that. And of the people was a guy named Daniel. Everybody say Daniel. Awesome. There was a guy named Daniel, and he was one of these people that learned Babylon's language. He learned their customs. He was taught what it was like to live in Babylon, and he thrived in the palace. Now, here's the thing. The king at the time ended up changing their names. So Daniel became Belshazzar. That's a weird name, right? And the king was like, hey, let's give them food from my own table. But here's the thing. The food that the king wanted to give Daniel and his friends were food that really didn't honor God. In fact, in the Jewish tradition, they had to eat certain foods and leave out others because in a way that the foods that they were eating honored God. And Daniel, for the sake of his friends and his Jewish traditions, asked if he could eat the food that wasn't from the king's table. And they were like, no, what? Because they thought if Daniel and his friends didn't eat the food from the king's table, they'd be weak. And they were afraid, what would the king say if his servants, if the people that were in his palace were weak? What would the king say? So then Daniel, he went to the guards and he said, look, if you only give me vegetables and water for 10 days, we can see the effect that it has in comparison to those who were eating the food from the king's table. And the guards agreed. Now here's the thing. After the 10 days, Daniel and his friends, they looked more healthier than those who were eating the food from the king's table. And after they saw this, the guards said it was okay for them to eat the food from their Jewish tradition. So that takes us to Daniel 1 verse 17, which says this: God gave these 4 young men an unusual aptitude for understanding every aspect of literature and wisdom. And God gave Daniel the special ability to interpret the meanings of visions and dreams. And at the end of their training, at the end of learning Babylon's customs and learning their language, it turned out that Daniel and his friends, when they stood before the king, were more healthier and wiser than any other person in the palace. In fact, Daniel and his friends became one of the king's most trusted advisors, and they never stopped standing strong for the one true God. No matter what, in the things that they said and the things that they did, they always stood for God. They knew that they could trust God no matter what. And this applies for us today because we can have integrity, just like Daniel and his friends. We can live the way that God wants us to live in every single situation that we might face. So the big idea for this weekend is this: be truthful with your whole life. With that being said, guys, we have a new memory verse for this month, and it's this: Proverbs 10:9, which says, anyone who lives without blame walks safely, but anyone who takes a crooked path will be caught. Let's say it together. Anyone who lives without blame walks safely. Anyone who walks a crooked path will be caught. Well, guys, it was so exciting seeing you online this weekend. We hope you guys have an amazing week, and we can't wait to see you guys next weekend for week 2 of our online series called Offstage. Bye.